What's up guys, how's it going? In this video, we're gonna be answering every single question you guys just emailed us last night. Some are like one-liners and some are like literal fucking paragraphs. So now I've brought in Kazi to answer every single one of those questions for
Every
you.
single thing you're thinking about when it comes to the power user plan, the APIs, and what else, Amana?
Every fucking thing, not without missing a single one of them. And by the end of you watching this video, you'll be like, why did I not sign up for the power user plan yet?
Yesterday.
You would think I should have signed up yesterday. That's what we're gonna do in this video. With that said, let's dive right into it.
Let's fucking go, baby! Let's go!
Okay. Question number one. One person reached out and said the reason why they haven't signed up yet is cost. So he said most softwares we use provide APIs for free as it helps people use the software more. So Kazi, why do we have to pay to access Poppy AI's APIs?
Just reply to him with this. Look, devs ain't for free, bro. Devs cost money, all right? Devs ain't free, dog. That's thing number one. Thing number two is, so the API has an infrastructure. There's actually a cost to it, okay? And we have to provide that for you at scale. Because remember, APIs might not just be used by you, right? They might be being used by thousands of your customers in a school community, or you might be using it thousands of times. So you need way more credits to be able to use them. So the number one biggest thing you get with the APIs is you also get 16,000 credits. Credits alone are actually what you're paying for. The APIs are almost technically free, okay? But you only get them on that power user plan. And keep this in mind as well when I answer this for you. Right now, Poppy's the cheapest it's ever going to be. Even the power user plan. Sure, it's like $2,100 right now for the next couple of days. But that plan, I promise you, is going to be at 4K, 8K, and 10K before you know it. Because we're going to add Facebook ads in there. We're going to add video generation in there. And so there's going to be a lot of things that are going to get added to the power user plan. And if you join it now, you lock all those in at the current price point. So I hope that answers your question, my friend.
And also one of the other things is that with this launch, we are literally doing a one-on-one call with every single person that signs up and build those systems for you. And we cannot just do that. So that costs us time. And that is why it's also that price. Like we can give you access to the APIs for free, but like you literally run out of all the credits that you have.
Tell them what I was doing at 6 a.m. last night.
Like for example, yesterday at 6 a.m., Kazi, who's eating right now, he's eating breakfast at, I don't know, 9 p.m. or something. But basically he was on a call with one of our users who just signed up for the power user plan, setting up their APIs for them and then building automations using Zapier and N8N. So that is why it costs that much, because we are literally hand-holding every single user, setting it up for them and sure that they get the success that they need. And like, for example, like we were on a call with Lucas. I think Naz was on a call with Lucas. We set him up with the APIs. And literally the same day, he made 3K because of that setup. He sold some chatbots for his customers and he made 3K. He got the return. So it's a combination of all of that, why it costs that much. We can give you access to the APIs for free. But like, again, you'll run out of the credits. You will not get the experience. You'll get access to it, but you will not know how to maximize the use and like how to use it. So that is why.
And selfishly for us, it gets us to work with the most serious customers who are going to actually not just do random cool automations with Poppy, are going to do things that make them money. So that incentivizes us to work closely with them to make sure that those things are working. And when we make those things work, that gives us insight on what is truly the most important use cases for Poppy rather than 100 of them that are just cool but don't make you money.
The second question they had is, I have no idea how I would ever use it to recoup the money, let alone make any. It's great that others are making money with Poppy, but I'm old, tired, and not really interested in making social media content. I do have the skills and knowledge, but I don't know how to leverage Poppy to make the most of them. So like they would like to get APIs, but they don't know how to leverage it because they're not making content.
Sure.
So
a couple of things here. Yeah. So a couple of things that I would say here. Okay. If you're completely old and finished this is probably not a good investment. Save that money for the retirement and like do it for those things. Okay. Now, if you have something left in you and you can work, look, you don't have to do it just for yourself and make content for yourself, right? You can offer automation services and build them for other people and charge for that. So I'll be honest, like if you don't really have a way of making an ROI, maybe this is not a good solution for you. Okay. I would only recommend you get it if you have a business, clients, or a way that you see where it can in future lead to a very important use case for you or value for you, as in you make more money. Like we had a customer, Pam, she wanted to build a Slack bot for her community and she didn't see a clear ROI, but she did it because she just believed that when she launches a course, her community within 3 months from now is going to be using that course and is going to have way higher retention than just watching the material, because Poppy will allow her to have a Slack bot where every student and every customer will be able to speak to her course, essentially get Pam's expertise instantaneously. So the short answer for you from me would be get it if you see that there's an ROI. If you don't see there's any ROI at all, I would actually recommend you not get it.
What are different things that we could probably do with APIs, Kazi?
Yeah, so there's a ton of them, right? So if one is you can give it and use it for your communities. Other things you can do is you can build automations in somebody else's company. So let's say they have lead generation and they want to qualify calls. Well, guess what? You could have a step with, like, let's say ConvertKit is how they get the lead, or Tallyform is how they get the form submission, right? That's step 1 and 2. But step 3, it sends it to Poppy, and Poppy looks at that Tallyform, decides if it's a good lead or not. And if it's a good lead, Tallyform sends it to the next step. That would be a huge money-making opportunity and fix lead generation problems. I'll tell you another way you can use it. Recruiting. Recruiting is a massive problem, takes a lot of time. You could help build somebody an automation for a company where when they get an interview, it sends the transcript as a Zapier step. And then after that, it sends it to the Poppy board, and the Poppy makes a decision on, is that a good candidate? Do they have the qualifications? Is their energy good? Are they a good fit for the team? And if they are, then and only then it sends it to the next step, which might be HubSpot or a CRM, whatever. It takes away so much of the trouble for the company that you're working for, saving them thousands of hours literally from having to manually check every single recruiting opportunity. So there's a ton of opportunities to help fix problems in business that Poppy could help you with, that you could then go and help your customers and clients with and make thousands of extras of dollars per month.
Dude, that is sick. I did not even think about the recruitment thing. I think we could set up automation like that. Would be sick.
That's actually why I thought of it, because Naz and I wanted to work on one for hours because we have such a problem of, like, we're getting so many people applying.
Yeah.
And so we're like, fuck, we need to actually build this in ourselves.
Yeah, that is sick. Basically, there's a lot of other tools out there where you can create AI agents and chatbots and automations, right? Why should they use Poppy's API, and what's special about Poppy's APIs, and what's the difference?
Yeah, so basically the way to think about that is think of a custom GPT and make it 100 times better. That's what Poppy actually gives you. And you will use Poppy to make decisions for yourself. Like, for example, if you're building a chatbot, and also it's very easy to visually build and train in Poppy. Like when I was building a system for here's a good email, here's a bad email, like only to give me the important emails, right? It's very easy to do that. I made one group that said bad emails, and I put a bunch of examples of bad emails, like literally photos of it. Then I made a group called good emails, put a bunch of good emails and their screenshots, connected it visually to the chat, and just said, boom. It gave me the API, and that API in a second could make a decision on what's a good email, bad email, only send me the important ones. That system you could apply for if you want to get which, for recruiting, for example, as well. So bad candidate, good candidate. Here are the examples of each. Boom, your bot is trained. That is really hard to do with custom GPT, right? Like if you're trying to put in YouTube videos, like all that stuff is like hard to do. How do you easily visually do it and train it? So Poppy's experience is very easy to do that, and makes building the API a visual experience, which is a really weird thing to say. You're like literally building an API on a freaking whiteboard.
Yeah.
Um,
And also, one thing I would add to that is most tools, it's like siloed, right? Like ChatGPT and custom GPTs, that's within that ecosystem. And like you cannot, I don't think you can use APIs with custom
yeah,
GPT.
I actually was thinking that. I don't think you can do
Yeah.
custom. Yeah, I'm not sure if it has an API or not, actually.
I don't think so.
No, they don't. I don't think. You can make an assistant, but that's not the same thing as a custom GPT.
So with Poppy, one is you can create the boards, which you can use yourself. Like, let's say it's a content creation board, right? You can use it to write the scripts and everything on the board itself. Two, you can bring in people from your team to collaborate with you on that. So that's two. And now let's say you get APIs. Not only can you do that, now you can automate that entire process. So like, let's say from Slack or WhatsApp or whatever, like you build a custom app for yourself using Lovable or both, kind of like what Lucas did, and you can send content to the board. So like, let's say you have a video idea, you're on a run, you come up with a video idea. Now you can just talk, send it to the board, and write the script on the fly. You can do all that thing within one ecosystem, which previously, like if you were to do custom GPTs, that's on ChatGPT. Now you have Cloud Projects, two different things. You can't interact with each other. And then let's say you want to set up automations. That specific tool can only do automations. You cannot actually use the tool itself from that platform, but you can do all of that with Poppy, and then it just takes it to like the next level.
Yep. You know what would be sick if from within Poppy you could just connect this video.
I know,
and
and
then,
like respond to all the people.
And then just go like in this folder.
Filter.
This is a folder with all these replies. Just like press a button and then it just starts going through. And any one of them that doesn't have a reply, just fucking replies.
We should build it after this.
I mean, that actually would not be too hard to do.
Yeah, I know. So like anytime there's a response to quick questions, Poppy would send, like Gmail would send the email to Poppy. We have the video and answers. It would go through, write a response, send it to us through Slack or text message. We say yes, and would send the response to that person.
Yes. And this is a perfect example of how to use the APIs.
Next question. They sound crazy useful, but currently don't have the time to create and set them up, maybe in a few months. What can we do for people who don't have the time to set things up, but they know is valuable?
Great question. If you don't have the time to set it up, here's what I would recommend. I would recommend you still get the API plan and the power user plan, because when you are ready, we'll be there to help you. We will still honor the offer. So let's say even if 3 months from now you're ready, then we will honor it for you. Whereas if you wait for 3 months, it might be triple or quadruple the price. And I mean, look, I'm not lying, right? Go look at the price of Poppy. Look at when you bought Poppy versus what it is now. Like, it's already going higher and higher. Almost every day, the price of it is increasing. And so this is the same thing with APIs, because again, the reason is because we're adding more and more stuff, right? We're not just randomly cranking up the prices. Like we're adding in so much more stuff that other software would charge like $6,000 a year for a lot of those things. So if you get it now, you lock in the price, you lock in the fact that we're there to help you, as in do white glove service, VIP service, and set up your automation, set up the system that you're looking for. We've helped Diana already set up her Slack bot. Pam came to us. We have set up her automation. Timmy came to me and he needed a chat bot. And like, I was like, fuck sending you a Loom video. I'll just build it for you. I just built the entire chat bot for him and sent it to him. Lauren, I did the same thing. Nas worked with Tom, built him. And so we're literally working with the people, working with you, and we won't leave you in anywhere, right? Hanging. We literally give you your phone number. So we will work with you until it's like 100% set up.
This guy said it's the same thing with ChatGPT, Anthropic, Grok, etc. All have APIs, can connect them up and use just the same, even cheaper, as there is limitations with Poppy AI credits and more expensive. Doesn't add up.
Oh, great question. Yeah, so a couple of things. You would still need to pay for the APIs if you're using Anthropic or using custom GPT, etc. You still need to pay for the APIs. Now, if you go purely with them, it will be cheaper. That's true. Just like, you know, whenever I'm in Thailand right now, it's way cheaper to walk. All it costs me is my time. So like when I have to go to the gym, you know, it's like 30-minute walk, 1 hour walk. Way cheaper, dude. So much cheaper. But what I like to do is I like to order an Uber. And the Uber actually cost me like 1,000 times more money, right? Because infinitely more, because the other one is free. The Uber one just saves me time. Honestly, that's really the only benefit. I mean, sure, it has wheels. Sure, it has a nice car. Sometimes they come to pick me up in a fucking Tesla, which is dope. But it's really like the only thing I care about is I get to the gym in 8 minutes. Yeah. So really, to answer your question is really just how valuable your time is. If your time isn't valuable, then you should definitely build your own custom API and build your own custom system, because it doesn't matter, even if it takes you 3 weeks or a month. But if you're very strapped on time and your time is really valuable, you're a busy person for either your marketing, you're a founder, you're a CEO, whatever the case may be, you're running an agency or an ex-agency owner, any of those things are true. I would, if I were in your shoes, I would just do the thing that gets me the result in like a day or 2 days rather than an okay result in 3 weeks to a month. And so in that case, I would recommend the API. But if your time is not that valuable, you should not get the API.
And then it's also that, again, ChatGPT, Anthropic, Grok, they are all limited to what you can do. Versus with Poppy, like you cannot bring in YouTube videos and access the API, like access a YouTube video or your knowledge base and everything through the API. Like ChatGPT's API, you can only access what ChatGPT knows, not what you fed to ChatGPT. Anthropic, same thing. Grok, same thing. Versus Poppy, it not only accesses the AI, but it also accesses your knowledge base. It accesses everything that you fed for all the time you've worked with it. So that's the big difference.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. And then someone said, oh, I want them so bad, but it's just not in the budget. And I'm in the education coaching space, so ROI takes longer than I can afford right now. When I saw it, I was like, I'm in, until I saw the price. And unfortunately, for someone who's still growing, I don't have the funds right now. It's definitely amazing. And I got a list of ways to use it. LOL.
Oh, dude, amazing question. So easy, very easy process. So if you can, we have plans starting, financing plans starting as low as 25 to $50 a month for it. And I'm sure you're aware of like buy now, pay later options, for example, like Klarna, Affirm. So we have those options. We have some customers that were like, hey, we had a customer that was like, this is too much for me to afford it right now. I can't pay for this all up front. We were like, not a problem. Yeah. And we sent her this link over here, and that had Klarna, and she basically just clicked it, chose one of her options, and her plan, I think, was something like $50 a month. She just got access to APIs right away. And so even if it takes her 2 years or 3 years, like she'll make her ROI back well within that. But, if you believe that you would be able to get an ROI within 1 or 2 years, then it might be a good plan for you. But that's just a recommendation or a suggestion I have for you.
I'm curious to know if the API chat function is exclusively designed for WhatsApp or if it offers compatibility with other platforms as well.
Okay, great question. It doesn't have to be WhatsApp. It could be anything. So that's why, you might have seen some emails from the past few days, but literally it works with the API can connect with anything. So you can connect with SMS, WhatsApp, Slackbot. You can connect it with Discord. Anything else that allows you to connect it, you can connect these tools together. So you're not locked. I just want to make it clear, you're not locked into the ecosystem of WhatsApp. You can work with any ecosystem, so long as they allow you to speak to it, meaning those ecosystems have their own API, which most big platforms do.
So like what she said is like my interest stems from the potential use for two of my companies. One is an education company that uses Mighty Network. I believe Mighty Network has API through Zapier, N8N, and all of that platforms. And the other is a home and community-based agency where I need to integrate it with Microsoft Teams. So could you elaborate on how the API would function within these specific scenarios?
Sure. I'm going to actually look for you right now. Okay. So Mighty Network, I'm not sure. Let's take a look. Does it have, oh shit, Mighty Network. What the trigger when someone's adds a quick post article event. So like you could actually make it happen on this. That's actually not bad. You can make it happen.
Maybe it could be like a response bot. Let's say somebody asks a question. It takes
response bot might happen because there's no trigger for a. It will work on a quick post, article, event, poll, or a question. So meaning like when somebody adds new content, like almost as like a wall post, I think in Mighty Networks, it'll work. So for that, it would work. Okay. But if you want them to use it, honestly, in terms of Mighty Network, like there are two options you have. You can link them to a chatbot, and I can build you a custom chatbot. That's very easy. Like me or Nas can build it for you. And then they can just like run it. You can have the chatbot also work in a Slack community if you wanted to. Mighty Networks, where it will work for you is if they make a post. So if they make like a wall post, it can work and probably come up with a reply, etc. Okay, so that's where it can work for Mighty Network. What was the other one that they asked for?
The one was Microsoft Teams.
Okay, so let's look at Microsoft
Click change. No, click change.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Microsoft
Just search Teams.
There you go. Let's take a look. Yes, it will work for Teams perfectly because you will have this event right here that'll say new channel message. Then you will have a Poppy one here. Okay, so I'm just gonna say like Poppy reply. So Poppy will reply from this step, and then your third step would again be Teams, and then we would just pick send message, I believe, send channel message, and that's it. That's literally, now you have, I swear to God, it'll be this easy. I can promise you, because the Slack bot looks just like this. So a message comes in from Microsoft Team, and this automation will trigger. It'll send it to Poppy board. Poppy will like come up with a chat response and reply. And once it does, it'll just send it back to your people inside of Teams. Okay, so what it will look like is this. So now I'm going to ask my AI, what job role am I looking for? Let's see what it actually responds with. And it's going and talking to this board of mine that has information on which job role that we've already applied to and we're looking for, etc. So let's go back, and it goes, you're looking to hire an influencer partnership manager for Poppy AI. This role will focus on building relationships with influencers and content creators to promote your AI platform. There we go. And so it's already speaking to this bot.
And that's how you can set it up. It's that simple to set it up for Microsoft Teams as well.
Yes, it's instant. Yeah, there you go. You saw how easy it was.
I run a social media SMMA doing 10K a month. I believe it has the potential to help me out a ton, but I don't have the vision of how to make it work for me. If I had a clear vision for its use case for me in my work, then I'd see the ROI opportunity and give me what I need to justify the investment.
Man, social media marketing agency, if you have clients, is the easiest money-making opportunity. I mean, you know, Lucas, he does something tangential, but he has an opportunity where he's saying he's making 100K off of Poppy right now. 100K a year or lifetime or monthly?
100K a month.
So yeah, Lucas is making $100,000 per month off of Poppy. And basically how you can use it, right, is we have a ton of social media managers. So for example, Madden, who's using Poppy, has a social media management. We have Tiffany that uses Poppy that does social media management. A ton of people. And it's the best for that because you can make, you know, how Tiffany used it is she said she was doing like, I don't know, 80 to 100 hours a week worth of work for clients, manually like creating content, scripts for each of their reels, et cetera, writing emails, when to schedule the post, all of this stuff. And she brought down her time from like 80 hours a week to like 30 hours a week. Her days went from finishing at 10 p.m. to like 4 p.m. So she got that time back. She got emotional and she was going to cry on the call. Like I was actually on the call with her when she was telling me this. And it was an emotional moment for me, Nas, my co-founder, and her, and it was amazing. She's like, thank you guys for making this. So with the AI, like, I mean, you can do so much stuff for your clients. You know, you can even, now that you have APIs, you can even schedule posts for them that makes, you know, you can make the post. One step could be when when it makes the post inside of Poppy, then it sends it out as HeyGen. So like you can make a video clone of your clients. And so not only are you making the script for them, but using HeyGen, you're even making the video for your client. And then next up, you could schedule that post automatically to their YouTube shorts or their Instagram feeds automatically. So, I mean, you are so much more valuable, right? As you can make an entire automation engine that can make the content from start to finish. And Poppy is a core pillar because that's where the script, the lifeblood of every single video comes from. So in terms of managing clients, that is the perfect place I see an ROI. The only reason I wouldn't see an ROI is if you had 0 clients right now. But if you have clients, the ROI first will come in the form of you saving time, which will eventually turn into you making extra 2 times the money because now you can handle 2 times the clients.
And also another thing that Lucas mentioned while we were doing the case study is, this is just a brilliant idea, is you can build chatbots that are lead gen bots. Basically, you can give people like who are not your customers yet access to your brain through the API. You build a chatbot which has access to your knowledge base on Poppy, and they can ask questions, and that bot does the selling for you. So like as an SMMA owner, like and you're already making money, so which is perfect. Now all you have to do is figure out places in your business where you can automate that. Spencer, to answer your question, there you go. Like basically what we'll have to do is just, if you still like are wondering how you can use it, we'll get the product. We'll literally hop on a one-on-one call with you and we'll figure out what are the places that we can like improve in your business.
Because one important thing I want to say that I forgot to say in previous messages is like, yo, you don't just get a fucking setup. You get business coaching at another level. Like I've sold millions of dollars of digital courses. I have over 10. We ran a business that had over 10,000 customers. Clever Programmer has over 1 million subscribers. We have so much experience. So like whether you want a digital program, how much should it cost? A high ticket program, which one should you work on first? In your SMMA business, what should your offer be? How much should your high ticket offer be? How can you close better? Bro, like we will literally help you with that too. That coaching by itself, I've had clients pay me $60,000 a year for that coaching. So you will get that level of help too. You don't just get like brain dead fucking monkeys. You won't just get brain fucking dead monkeys just typing and giving you API access with here's a fucking API docs. Okay. Anybody can fucking build that. We're going to literally help you make more money.
Yeah. And then for the SMMA specific example where you're making 10K a month, we ran a content agency where we literally charge one client $10,000 to make 4 YouTube videos. Like we've literally done that. So we can show you how to do that exactly and take
we had our own agency that like made fucking $500,000 a year. Like on
we did
autopilot.
that for like 6 months and we just like forgot that business existed.
We had multiple clients paying us $10K a month on a retainer. So like you want to talk, I forgot. You want to talk about SMMA, bro? We fucking crushed SMMA. You know, like it was doing really well. And it was a business that we were running on the side while we were growing Clever Programmer. Because keep in mind, our main business was Clever Programmer. And then we were like, hey, we have this media team. Why can't we use it for SMMA? And then we did. And we had multiple clients that were paying us $10K a month for like helping us helping them make content and publish it.
The next question, let's see. I just watched a video where you all talk about the API for Poppy and the deal you have available. As a lifetime customer, would we have some type of alternative offer for the API power user, or is it just the $2,500 a month or a year?
As a lifetime customer, what you got in return is 2,000 credits per month forever, even like for the next 10 freaking years, 20 years. So that is what you got as a result of it. Okay. Plus you have access to get one coaching call with the founders. So me or Naz, okay? Any of the co-founders. That's what lifetime access gives you. Power user plan is something completely separate, okay? It's outside of that. And so this is a different plan. This plan gets you access to 16,000 credits, which by the way, alone is worth $2,100, $2,400. Yeah. It's reconnecting. So this gets you access to the API and the credits, okay? And remember, if you join this plan now, even if we price hike and go higher because we're adding more stuff like video generation, image generation, and trust me, all of those things are on the way as we speak, you will be locked in at this price point and you won't have to pay double, triple, quadruple. So I would say it's still an amazing deal for you. And that's what we do with lifetime users. Hopefully that makes sense.
Kazi, your pitch is compelling. Like Lucas, our client hire us chiefly for my expertise, but my time is limited and not scalable. I think Poppy may be able to help this, and I'm willing to sign up if we can build a system that can be sold over and over again to clients, to which I can charge a monthly fee, or better yet, on a credit-based structure, so I can charge a linear fee depending on how much they use the system. So basically, he wants to build a system with APIs that he can sell to his clients over and over again.
Yes. Okay. That is something we don't have yet, but we are building that thing. We're going to build that thing with you. So if, for example, say you got the APIs and you wanted to sell, because we've had multiple customers ask this, can I resell this to other clients? And yes, we will work with you to sell it. We've worked with one person to do this, and this person is making $10,000 to $20,000 a month. Okay. But again, he's an expert in his industry. Okay. He has relationships. So it's not like he just got poppy and all of a sudden like fucking money starts falling from the goddamn sky. Like he still had to work for it. That's what's happening for him. So we will work with you to build this out because it's in our best interest to do it as well, because we have multiple customers asking for this. So we will have it where you can resell it to others and make money off of that.
Okay, awesome. So now he's going into details of everything. What I do as a company, I help civil engineering companies win contracts to perform strength, blah, blah, blah. This state involves 2 stages, a written proposal and an interview presentation. Effectively, a technical sales pitch backed by PowerPoint presentations and a written script to be delivered in a specified time frame, typically 30 to 40 minutes of presentation time. So basically, what we can do is we can build a chat bot that feeds all of this user's knowledge, and then any client of his can pay to get access to that chatbot, which then they feed in their information and what they need, and then it would generate the contracts or like the sales pitch for them, and then the structure for the interview presentation.
Yeah,
So
right now in terms of feeding the knowledge, like you would have to make the board for them, right? And then like as in Chris. So for example, Chris, you essentially what would happen is you would make the board with your client specific knowledge. Okay.
Yeah.
Create a link to like a chat bot that's just for that client, and then boom, send it to them. So I'll show you, for example, how this would work. Okay. So
I think yes and no. I think it would be more of a general board that can be accessed for every client because he wants to sell it over and over again. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah. If you have a general board with a very specific knowledge. So here, let me visualize it for you guys as well. Okay. So here's how I would visualize it. So imagine like, you have some general knowledge. So I will just pretend that this is my general knowledge board. Okay. I'll actually, not this one. I'll grab this other one. So let's say this is my general knowledge thing. So imagine this is like my general knowledge board that I have. Any client that pays me for this bot. So now imagine, right? Imagine this bot has made me like $1,000 or like $3,000. This is the bot that's like let's say, so this is the bot that makes you the money, but this is general purpose. So you say you use it for general use cases. Okay. Mm-hmm. You can keep benefits of this are sell easily. Mm-hmm. It's there you go. Okay. So you don't have to there's no setup for you. So these are kind of the benefits of this. Okay. But now imagine that you have specific clients that are like higher paying clients and want specific knowledge, right? So what will happen there for those specific clients is imagine it more like this. So you will have, I'll go here. And so we'll say big clients, and this one will have specific knowledge for that client, and you will have this chat connected to it. And so now you have like a general purpose one here, and then you have a big client one here. And on one board, you could literally have even multiple clients, right? So just imagine you have...
And here's, I'm going to interrupt you right here real quick. Now, for this person specific use case, they can connect that chat, the general purpose one, using the API, and then create the chat, the AI agent, which the clients can get access to for like, say, $50, $100, $200 a month. And then he can continue to update inside Poppy, and then that would work for his clients.
Exactly. Yep. There you go. You can continue to update the general purpose one, or you can continue to update these ones, right? But like you have this one that let's say makes you $3,000 per month or whatever. And then you have this one where you have a client that's paying you $2,000, client that's paying you $2,000. And a client that's paying you $2,000, right? And the nice part is you can even manage it all on the same freaking board, all of this knowledge base. And so if you go in here, because all you have to do to just give them this one is you just click this link. This link will give you everything. We'll even have something soon for you guys where it'll just underneath it, it'll say chatbot. Yeah. And then you can just click that and it'll just make a chatbot for you on the fly. Okay. But that's effectively what that would look like.
This is pretty simple. I know it's a lot in detail, but once we once you get APIs and like we jump on a call, we can just basically build this entire system for you on that call. And what problems do my clients have that I really want to solve? Specifically in the proposal stage, they need to get the first draft or complies with RFP prompt. Yeah, we have 3 weeks to write the proposal. I mean, with Poppy, you'll be able to write the proposal in a day. Being able to build a knowledge base of all of one's clients' past proposals, the RFPs they have written in response to, and a host of individual staff resumes. Then use this knowledge base to make their first draft even better. That's more value. So now this will be taking it to the next level, kind of like what Kazi showed. So like the big client specific one. So for each client, you can build custom boards, and that's connected to the chat where they can access. So for each knowledge base, like Kazi showed in the video, we can put that together, and then they can use the chatbot, or if they want to, they can get Poppy itself, and then they can use the board, and then they can update it themselves and use it. So yeah. And then how has Poppy been helpful for me in the last month since I signed up? I built a style guide of how I write and shared it with Poppy. I built one board for each client, loaded it in a few of the client's path, blah, blah, blah. Then I asked Poppy to review and edit first draft drafted by humans, tweak while pulling previously used technical content from this. The result, time saved, quality increased, hours cut out for the proposal development process. So yeah, let's say you saved 10 hours a week with the current process that you have with Poppy. With APIs, you'll be able to save, let's say 20 or even 30 hours per week, because all of that system will be automated for you. And now you can just, the clients don't have to rely on you to get that first draft. Now it will be an all automated system where they just go into the chatbot and say, hey, this is what I need. Can you help me write a proposal? It will go through all the previous stuff that you fed to the chatbot, and then it will give them that answer. So my questions for you is it possible to build a system that I can sell to 10, 20, 100 clients, which can do what I did above? Yeah, 100%. How much help will I get from the Poppy staff? Who else will I have to hire to build any non-Poppy parts of a system like this?
We'll help you, but we can't do every single step for you. Okay. Yeah. So at some point you will need to do work. And then if it's making you money, then you need to spend more money on it, right? Like on Poppy, we're making money, but we spend $100,000 to $200,000 a month on our team. Yeah. You might have some expenses outside of Poppy. I mean, that's like,
right.
But that won't happen until you get your ROI. And once you get your ROI, you have profits that you can reinvest to grow. Yeah. Hopefully that answers your question.
And then how long would it take to make it operational?
Well, it depends. The chatbot is instantly operational. But if you want to start charging for it, then you need to give us some time to actually just like build a paywalling functionality. And we can release that. And that could might take 2 to 3 weeks for our team to have that, or earlier. But yeah, we will build a paywalling functionality around your software.
And then can such a system be protected so the clients can't take it or replicate it easily, and the clients can see how the sausage is made to guard against replication?
No, they will not see access. They will not see how you created it, because you've given them just the API. If you give them access to your board, then they will see your board. But if you don't give them access to that and just a chatbot, let's say, they will not see anything.
So here's where I'm struggling. Content creation. I have too many ideas and no system. Everyone tells me to post reels or carousels, but our clinic runs on consultations and medical models. It doesn't fit the usual top 3 tip styles. My content team doesn't understand the tone either. I just get overwhelmed and stop. So the question is, she's struggling with content creation. So, and because...
It's a she or a he?
She.
Then I'll be nicer.
But basically, she's struggling with content because of all the things she's doing. And she doesn't understand how to create content, and she wants to use Poppy to do it. So how can she use Poppy and APIs for her content creation where it's like pretty seamless for her?
Right now, I think you're struggling with just yourself. Like, I don't know if you have a lot of clients or anybody you're dealing with. It's like a self-procrastination issue.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think APIs might be a good solution for you right now, at least, because I think like right now you just have to figure out how to make good content from Poppy itself. Yeah. So for you, I would focus on that first. Okay. Mm-hmm. And once you get really good at that and you start to get more clients, or you have a way of getting clients, then APIs for you are going to be really good. But right now, honestly, I would say for you, particularly, I would stick to like watch some of our videos on YouTube on how Amanath, for example, who's right here with me, he has an incredible video on how to make amazing content.
Yep.
And watch his video or watch the 0 to million views, whatever. I don't know what we called it, but it's like how to go from 0 to 1.6 million views. With Poppy, we have that video. You should watch that training. Okay.
Yep.
And that will help you a lot too. So I would right now just focus on making good content for you. Okay. I would not say right now APIs is for you.
Admin overload. Patients book via Square, but everything after that is manual. My team spends hours writing treatment plans, answering questions, sending post-care emails. Nothing is templated or automated. It's draining them and me.
So templates and that type of stuff, it's draining. Those are places automations can really help. What I would say, I don't know. See, I would love to have more context.
Yeah.
On the last day, we're going to do a live training. So I would love for you to actually be there on the live so we can talk in person. Because I don't know if you are like, you make $0 a month or you make like $100,000 a month. I wish I had more context around that.
Yeah.
Because what I would say to you is the stuff that completely drains you. Like, look, if you're ADHD like me, procrastination is not a curse. It tells me exactly what I don't want to be doing. Procrastination is a gift because it forces me to only do the things that I enjoy. I'm actually incapable of doing things that I don't enjoy. It's very hard. Automations, you can have somebody on your team build it. For that scenario, if you're building automations and you have extra resources, then APIs could be a good fit for you because then some of your team members, right, can actually build the stuff for you. Like Lauren, who got APIs with us. She runs a company called Copy Clinicians, and she has a digital course side, and then she has a B2B like agency side where she helps agencies with this stuff. Okay. So in her case, she has somebody who does automations. She's not the best at automations. She has somebody who does automations for her. She pays them. And that person is like sets up the automations and uses Poppy AI and all that stuff. Okay. So in your case, if you have somebody that can make a bunch of automations that are helpful, then Poppy APIs are going to be helpful. Hopefully that makes sense.
Shopify Chaos. We sell skincare online, but we have multiple ways people order. Shopify web app forms, and nothing is connected. Emails are sent manually. Inventory is a mess. Orders get missed. It's embarrassing.
So you need an automations person on your team. Like this is not like a Poppy API thing solution. Right. This is not even like a Poppy API solution at all. This has nothing to do with Poppy right now. Like this scenario, you just need an automations person who's really good at automations, can think about this stuff. Like, you know, depending on how much money you have, right? So if you have a lot of resources, you should look for a chief operating officer on your team, somebody who's very technical. If you're not looking for that level of a big role, then just look for somebody who is automations expert. You can find them on Upwork. You can make job postings. There's a ton of them. And that person can then do the problems that are annoying you, but you might not want to do, or you might not have the technical skill to do right now. So pay somebody to do all of those and build those automations out for you and fix them.
And Aya, that also answers your question on website fatigue and no central system. Everything is scattered. So basically, like Kazi said, you need an automations expert to set up everything where it connects your lead flow, lead capture, emails, everything together. Again, with Notion, Jotform, Kajabi. You just need someone like who can build automations using Zapier, Make, or N8N or something like that. So yeah. So I've been seriously considering the APIs. I love what you guys are building. The main thing holding me back right now is credit scalability. My use cases could get expensive if I open access to clients and community. And then 2 is vision alignment. I want to build an AI-based dating coach where users can upload screenshots or voice notes of their dates or texts and get feedback on what to do next, just like I'd coach them. Also thinking about an AI roleplay simulator with virtual baddies in different accents and scenarios. So these are his 3 questions. Would love to know, how scalable is this with the power user credit model?
In terms of scalability, yeah, I understand. If you start having a lot of customers, you're going to burn through credits like lightning fast. I get it. So what would need to happen is this, okay? You'll build it in a way where you should charge them for it. So because 16,000 credits is like 8 times currently the usage of you're using, you know? 2,000 credits a month is by default what most people get. If you have customers that are like very regularly chatting with it, 10, 20 customers, you'll get capped on credits. And so the solutions around it are you go and charge them more. Okay. And then you come to us and do a deal with us. We give you credits. But we'll make sure that it's something that you're always profitable on your end. Yeah. Okay. Think of it like a merchandise company, right? Like if you're selling clothes, right? What happens if you need more clothes? You run out of fucking inventory. Yeah. Well, you go buy more fucking clothes from the merchandise and you sell it to your customers, but you sell it for more than you paid. So in that sense, we'll be your manufacturing company. We'll be your hookup, right? Yeah. But we'll give you the drugs at the cheapest premium, and then you charge a premium for it on the other side. Yeah. So that's how, Stefan, we're gonna get your AI baddies, and we're gonna make a fuck ton of money together. Makes sense.
Yeah, and then 2 is, can your team support building something like that, or would that require custom dev on my end?
Depends to what extent, okay? If it's like you need full-on development, fuck no, bro, because development is crazy expensive. Like, again, we spend $50,000 a month on our devs, so, it depends. If it's a chatbot and we're building it, we can build that. If it's a solution, like, say, paywalling your customers, where, like, we give them a little free trial and then we have them pay more, we can build that because it's in our benefit, because we can build a generic solution too that we can give to all our customers. So that would make sense for us to put our dev resources into. But if it's something as specific as like build a dating bot exactly like how you want it, and like for it to do whatever and make personas for it, like that one will be custom just for you. And that one will be like, that won't happen.
And just so you know, that we won't be able to help, but even if you're not a developer, you can right now use tools like Lovable or Bolt. Like Lucas, he built a chatbot that he charged $4,000 for a client, and he is not a developer himself. He's just a marketer, and he built the chatbot using Bolt by himself within 1 hour. So maybe that is also another possible solution for you. So you can, we would help you build like the basic skeletons, but like, let's say if you want to extend it and like make it even more complicated to need, is you can try using tools like Bolt to make it. And worst case scenario where that is not even enough, then you might have to hire developers. And then third is any case studies of creators using it and in a similar way.
APIs. Okay. Yeah, no, that's a great question. APIs does not have that many case studies yet, because we just launched it like 3 days ago. Or 4 days ago. So it's brand new, but like we have Lucas, for example, who's already made $3,000, and we have other people who are now starting to use it. So we'll get more case studies in the future. But as of now, like none that are like you. You would be a new, unique one, and you're more than a number to us. So we will work with you in person, okay? Because we're just starting it, so we have fewer people, which actually is a huge benefit in my opinion, because that means we can work closely with you. If you were one of the hundreds of case studies, we would definitely not have the capacity to work with you in person, because we're desperate to make you a case study. Does that make sense?
And so then he ends with, if there's a way to co-create or push the edge with you guys, I'm open to it. Look forward to making something legendary.
We can definitely do a level of co-creation, okay? Like we can definitely help to a certain extent. We have some people who, Dion, who was one of our first API users, because of him, we like, basically put this domino in effect. And we did a bunch of custom stuff for him. We actually even designed the APIs very custom to him. So anybody that's new right now, we'll definitely be doing a bunch of custom stuff that is specific to you and help out in a lot of ways.
I understand we can set up Poppy as a step in Zapier. Can you confirm whether this is just an action, i.e. send chat message, and also as trigger whenever a new board is added or when a specific keyboard?
Right now, Poppy is not a trigger. Right now, as of now, we don't have any triggers. Yeah, but it will be. It will be. We will make a trigger. But right now, Poppy is a step, okay? I would be curious to know, what is your use case for making Poppy a trigger? Maybe you can tell me something about that. Or we can even actually, some triggers that do come to my mind is like send this, having a custom button that you can make in Poppy that you could set up as a trigger. And so when you hit that button, it's like send, you could use that button to send an email. You could use that button to take that script and make it into a HeyGen script. That's actually like genius. Like something in the future we can add like pretty quickly.
And then second one is this.
Okay, so he goes for the actions. And so he goes for the actions. What API functionality can we call besides sending prompts to chat? For example, can we have an action in a Zap that would duplicate an existing board or insert TikTok videos onto a board and connect them to the chat, or upload a voice note into a specific group on the board? This is awesome. So we created one of our devs created a demo where like from WhatsApp, he could send a message and he could add a board to the thing. Right now, that's not happening. It's like in its very infant stage in terms of that. Yeah, right now, the APIs won't add stuff to your board and stuff like that. It won't add TikToks or anything or duplicate your boards as of now. Yeah. Right now, what API will do is allow you to talk to a chat, like basically have a conversation. That's what the API will allow you to do right now.
Do I need to purchase a new seat for someone that I'm hiring, or can I use APIs for that?
Well, if you want to have somebody use Poppy itself, like with the visual whiteboard, you have to purchase a new seed for them or give them access to your account, but then they're using all your data and using your credits. So, so I would buy a new seed for them. If you don't want them to touch your boards or anything like that, you just want them to be able to chat with your like setup chat that you've made. Like you already have a knowledge base connected to your chat, and you just want them to be able to talk to that chat bot. In that case, APIs is a solution for you, because you could have 10, 20, 30 employees and they could all be just talking to the chat bot, not fuck up your board and mess anything awesome up that you've set up.
Can users change LLM models from the Slack bot or API, or is it on the chat inside?
Yes. You can from the APIs you can change LLMs, and you can even give it different additional context.
And then someone asked if we have a documentation for APIs.
Not yet, but we will very soon.